What is going on? I'm Zedmont. We are here on my main base. Finally made it into level 70. To be fair, I don't really like this font, so you can't... It says 70, but it looks kind of like 10 up in this top corner there. Nonetheless, we're going to do something a little bit different, but very much the same. First of all, no sneak peek for the Mega Crab quite yet. Hopefully soon with a TM after it. Anyways, I have got all Scorchers loaded. I saw them referred to as fire trucks yesterday, which I thought was kind of brilliant. Obviously, they're trucks and they make fire, and they're red to make matters even better. The question is which hero to use with 16 Scorchers. Now, I'm going to quickly go over that. As you can see right there, I've got a hidden Doom Cannon specifically for that combo, picking off a few troops here and there, but realistically, I don't defend all that often. Usually get like one intel, a couple diamonds, but when someone brings in the fire trucks, brings in Scorchers, problems happen. Now, this is how I do 99% of my map clears right now. If we go and look in my attack log, let's see here. So, actually using warriors from yesterday's video, but obviously that was something out of the usual for me. Scorchers are so good. There's lots of ways to use them. I personally hate Shock Knuckles, but we're going to do a quick attack with some... I can't even think of the word of them. My brain is just shut off right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop all of our Scorchers, and I'm going to show you why I don't like Bullet here in a moment. I really do wish I had some GBE to shock that cluster of stuff in the middle, this one right here. Shocking the Grappler and the Shock Launcher and the Shock Blaster all in one. Basically using all of our GBE. Now, if you watch Bullet, he actually remains behind Scorchers. That's why I'm not a huge fan of Bullet with Scorchers. Especially with energy drink, he doesn't actually get hit because he stays behind the Scorchers. So using Shock Knuckles can actually make him a little bit useful, can get him out front, get him shot in the face, because really you want Bullet to get shot. If a Scorcher dies, it's gone, and you have to spend some time and wait for it. If Bullet dies, he doesn't actually ever die. He just gets knocked out. So I am losing a bunch of Scorchers in this attack because I didn't plan it. I didn't do a very good job of it, but we'll get better. This is just me forgetting the fact that most of the time when I clear my map, I am boosted. So as a result, we lost 3 Scorchers. I've got instant training, not a big deal. Mostly just wanted to show how Bullet stays behind. And so if we use energy drink over on the right hand side here, you can spread Bullet out and get him like off to the right hand side as your Scorchers go left. We'll do that. I mean, we can put Bullet out front right now, which can save us a little bit of GBE as he gets shot in the face. Bullet out front, flags in behind, and then our troops are just going to do some magic out front. But you can see right away, all of a sudden, Bullet is behind our Scorchers. It's been like less than 10 seconds of this attack, and Bullet's already in behind. And you can use as many energy drinks as you want, and he's not going to get out front. So Bullet, energy drink, not my troop of choice with 16 Scorchers. Obviously, you might have a different opinion. You might use them slightly differently. But my recommendation is stay the heck away from energy drink. It's not super useful. We just used an energy drink and he's already behind the Scorchers. So not the best option in my humble opinion. IMHO. We're going to keep throwing critters on top of that there. And we're going to click the retreat button. Up, too late. Retreated too late to troll properly. Now, John Wayne had a bunch of level 24, level 25 stuff. We got a crystal. Still losing troops. Shouldn't be losing troops, to be completely honest, but we will get better here. Now, like I said, Shock Knuckles works well. Taunt works all right, but he's so far behind that, like you saw, he's so far behind that he's not going to taunt anything useful. Critter Swarm, fairly useful. I'll show you that in 1 second here. So, as far as heroes go, it's kind of surprising because really, Bullet is not the be-all, end-all, which is kind of surprising to me because he works so well for everything else. I forgot to drop Everspark. Everspark, I use a combination of Everspark and Mr. Kavan. Now, I don't like Kavan, but he stays alive and he stays behind. And staying behind is useful for sure, and Everspark making passive critters is useful for sure. Now, one thing to note, typically when I drop Scorchers, I don't actually watch them. I don't use any GBE. I just drop them and then close the game, come back. I've lost 1 or 2, and the base has been cleared. So me watching Scorchers right now feels a little bit strange. I'm actually losing more by playing them than not playing them, because typically I just use all my GBE to BART out a shock launcher. But right now I'm actually using GBE for other stuff. So a little bit strange and definitely less than ideal. I know that these attacks are not perfect, not even good for that matter, but I just wanted to focus primarily on which hero to use. And I feel like Everspark is better than Bullet, but Shock Knuckles makes Bullet pretty darn good. So if you're going to go Bullet, by all means, Shock Knuckle. Everspark, also good. I personally like using Everspark with her explosive charge simply because I've maxed it out and it's ridiculous and stupid, but I don't recommend anyone else maxing it out. Or, I mean, look, we've got Energy Drink, Taunt, Explosive Charge, Critter Swarm, Second Wind, Battle Orders, lots and lots of abilities maxed out. By the way, Universal Remote, do not upgrade this. There is no point, 0 point. I have level 6 on another account, and it's stupid and waste of time. We're going to go with Mr. Second Wind and show you Kavan as well. Now, Kavan stays behind. That's his thing. And not having to control him or move him makes him somewhat tolerable. I am not a Kavan fan. I don't like Kavan. But in this instance, he actually works out fairly well in the fact that gives some healing, brings back some troops, and then we can just shock some stuff. And more importantly, he can just stay the heck out of the way, because that's what Kavan is good for, is staying the heck out of the way. We're going to get some Second Wind action happening. Kavan looks like he's about to actually die. He does get fairly close to your troops, and so as far as mines and things go, he can be a complete and utter pain in the butt. Using all of our GBE on shock launchers, getting rid of shock launchers, fairly critical. And you see this person has some boosted ice, actually has quite a bit of ice. And Kavan doing some good things. I mean, he's keeping our troops alive. We get that pink zombie Scorcher back there. And I mean, this left-hand side Scorcher would have been dead by now. It is barely alive. Kavan keeping things alive, and we're going to lose fewer troops. Even though that person had a Simo and a whole bunch of ice, doing fairly all right thanks to Kavan. So I give Kavan a very hard time, but in certain instances, especially with armored troops, he can do some good stuff. And he stayed alive. He hit those mines early on, but if you get him close enough to a troop, he can actually heal himself. And when I say get him close enough to a troop, I mean get lucky in that he walks close enough. So if you do a quick watch of Mr. Kavan here, we're going to drop, we're going to go like this. We're going to drop a shock right there. Before that, that shock launcher. If you watch Kavan, we're just going to watch Kavan. Can I watch Kavan for a second? Sure. I mean, if you see that little healing circle he just threw on the ground there? That healing circle is everything inside that gets healed. So if he actually moves close enough to the thing he's healing, he can heal himself. It doesn't happen all that terribly often, but it is possible. We're going to get some Second Wind action. And Mr. J, I hope this is the real Mr. J from way back when PSC Life, Ryan and I were doing our leaderboard pushes. Because if so, that's going to be absolutely magical. I doubt it is, based on the statues being iron instead of diamond or legendary, but it's possible, I suppose. Anyways, that is Mr. J. That is Scorchers with Kavan. Second Wind, pretty darn good. Obviously, you can use Ice Shield as well. Ice Shield, not super fantastically awesome, simply because, I mean, it saves you from a single shot primarily, and we don't really need a single shot. I'm getting text messages like crazy, not sure if my microphone is picking that up or not. I'm pretty sure the recording isn't, but for me, the answer is Brick. Now, Brick is not the right call. As far as doing things efficiently and not losing troops, Brick is 100% not the right decision, but she just makes things so much more fun. And I mean, if you're not playing for fun, what's the point in playing is my general thoughts. So we're going to drop all of our Scorchers. Probably shouldn't have dropped all of them because now we have 0 GBE, and being GBE poor absolutely sucks. But as soon as we get battle orders, things are just going to get magical. Scorchers spread out like crazy. They start going fast. Things start to be more fun, more exciting, more interesting. I have instant training, so brick battle orders is the choice for me, because if I lose troops, I don't really care. But that I know there's going to be someone that comments and says brick is not the right choice for Scorchers. I'm okay with it not being the right choice because it makes things more fun. I hope that distinction is clear and obvious to you guys. If I wanted to do things super duper safe, I would use probably Kavan, but every time I use Kavan, it hurts me deeply and makes me sad. So obviously your mileage may vary. Everyone can make their own choices and that sort of stuff, but Kavan makes me sad, and every time I have to go to the dentist, it makes me a little bit sad, and Kavan is the dentist of Boom Beach for me. I know he's called Dr. Kavan, but let's be honest, he's a dentist. Not that there's anything wrong with the dentist, but you're not the full-on Dr. Kavan. Let's keep going. I'm gonna get totally flack. That was totally anti-dentist, and that was not the goal at all. This person's base designed poorly. Look at this. We can shock the boom cannon and both shock launchers. Never have your high value stuff in a formation where you can shock 2 shock launchers. Anytime you can shock 2 shock launchers, you're going to get absolutely wrecked. Look at this. We can shock 2 hot pots as well. Just not a good base. I'm going to be very sad if we lose any troops to this. We probably are, simply because we're using brick and battle orders and ridiculousness, but nonetheless, we just lost our first troop, trying to exploit this base as best as we possibly can, and that is using brick battle orders and just running rampant like Hulkamaniacs, barraging our troops, and down goes clockwork. That just was a poor excuse for wording. I think we're almost finished with the map clear, and we're at 12 minutes. I'd be very curious to see what my time was yesterday on Warriors. I think it was a bit longer. So yesterday I said Warriors, the fastest way to clear your map. That was completely and utterly with an asterisk, though. I drop my Scorchers, I close the game. If you've never done that, please do hit me up in the comments. I can explain further. But we just completely and utterly cleared our map with 0 difficulties, and we did it all in 12 minutes. So very, very fast, very, very easy. And then Dr. T obviously just dropping and running. Now, Battle Orders is going to speed this up a little bit. Obviously, it gets the Scorchers moving slightly faster, but I'm not going to put you through watching a high-level takedown Dr. T because it's just way too easy. 16 Scorchers. Yesterday I said that extra warrior made a big difference, and probably the biggest difference as far as troops go. Adding a second Scorcher, adding a second rocket chopper, adding a second heavy chopper, huge deal. Now, obviously, warships, what are those things called? Landing crafts are locked at level 22. If they ever go to 24, that would be absolutely insane. But we did have heavy choppers. Do we have heavy choppers on the main base? I don't think we have. I think we had rocket choppers. I forget, but they likely are a prototype troop. I don't know the answer to that. I forget what has happened, what hasn't happened, and what's potentially just me sleeping and dreaming and all that sort of stuff. So anyways, that is my video for today. Warships coming soon. Mega Crab coming soon. Otherwise, as always, do consider joining our task force group. We have spaces all over the place. We're also thinking of making a new stepping stone task force, so do keep your eyes peeled for some updates on that. Let me just see what's going on in my armory. Oh, we've got some stuff to upgrade, so we're going to take gold from our operation reward. Look at that, 3.4 million gold, all for sitting in a fantastic task force. What more can you ask for? I am going to upgrade my smoke. Hopefully I don't regret that. I'm also going to upgrade something defensive, assuming I can. I only have storages, and I don't care about my storages, so maybe I'm just going to let those... You know what? I need some raw crystals. Let's go get some raw crystals with all of that goodness. I shall talk to you soon. As always, keep booming those beaches. I'm Zedmont. Don't forget to comment. Tell me how I am making terrible choices with Scorchers. I'll talk to you soon. Peace!